Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the Black Moon Lilith in Libra. And anyway, the first thing I'll look at as far as the Black Moon Lilith goes, it could represent the dark side of a person and a very strong negative manifestation of that person. Being in Libra, well, this could indicate somebody that might be a relationship disruptor. It could be that person that might somehow get two people arguing or going at it, get them in a combative situation, and then come to the rescue later on and be that mediator, so to speak, and intervene. And they find ways through some kind of manipulation to get others perhaps to help them. They may be that person that ingratiates themselves with others and then really takes advantage of these people later on, puts on their little charming act with them. And the thing about this too is the Black Moon Lilith in Libra, the thing about it is Black Moon Lilith can indicate that area in life of what puts us in that strong state of trepidation. In this case, it could be being in that state of desolation, being by themselves, really having to do something by themselves as opposed to collaborating with others on it, self-reliance. Those things can really put them in a very strong state of fright. Now, also, this could be the area in life where one may try to extricate themselves from. It could be a turbulent relationship because Libra is about relationships. It could be something where they've experienced just relationships that have been detrimental to them. A situation in their life that's lacking balance and equilibrium. It could be a shared resources situation where maybe they're doling out more money into it and really in more time and energy than he or she should be doing, and they're looking for a 50-50 thing on it, and it's just not happening. And maybe they're just so far into the relationship they can't get themselves out of it, or have tremendous difficulty in doing so, I should say. And also, the sign the Black Moon Lilith is in could represent a person that might figure prominently in one's life scheme, and it could also be somebody that could be adversarial. Either way, that person could play a dominant role in their life. So in this case, somebody that has a Libra sun, moon, or ascendant may play a dominant role in that person's life scheme, and could also be an enemy or adversary of that person as well, or it could be somebody that simply embodies Libra-like characteristics. Now, the Black Moon Lilith, it can also indicate that area in our life where what we don't want unveiled. And being in Libra, it could be some kind of negative relationship situation. It could be less than scrupulous relationships that this person has been involved in. It could be a number of legal issues and court battles. It could be something connected with something that was illegal, and they just don't want it to be divulged. This person might put on this facade and act like they're very law-abiding, when really in some cases the opposite may be true. And the thing about this too is that when you look at this this placement, it could indicate somebody that really wants to act they act charming. They may, I mean, in doing so, in really acting very diplomatic and tactful in order to bring the people into their lives that perhaps they feel they may be able to manipulate and take advantage of. This is as far as another thing, as far as the Black Moon Lilith goes. Well, as far as sexually, being in Libra, this could be one that entices others with their charm, and they may know how to appease the other people just naturally and be very enchanting, be very engaging, and by doing this, bringing those people into their lives that they feel they can use, and really, I think that what's important in this too, the Black Moon Lilith in Libra, not only, I mean, they could have a number of detrimental relationships. I know one person that would put on her, that has this placement, would put on her charm, say all the right things, and say appear to be a good, someone that could potentially have been a good friend to me. And when I said, well, I can't do such and such anymore, I'm not going to be able to help you, then the person did everything but dissipate into thin air, unfortunately. So this is what the Black Moon Lilith in Libra can strongly be about. However, it's not all negative, because you can embrace a higher level with this. It's about, if these people need to seek a balance in their life, and they have to understand that they define who they are and not other people. They need to stop thinking about, well, my actions are going to be predicated on someone else, on someone else's actions and decisions. They got to learn that they can make up their own mind. They don't always have to say something just to appease everybody, just to like them. They don't have to say, well, I'm with the, for example, I like the Democratic Party better, but then go to somebody that likes Republicans and say, oh, I like the Republicans better, just to try to get themselves into that right social sphere or that right group, just to perhaps get assistance from them and win favor with them. The reality is, you can win favor with others just by being yourself and being contrite and being forthright and honest, and just say things in a way where it's not going to offend someone or hurt their feelings. And you can embrace those qualities in Libra by doing that, because you could bring out the diplomacy and the tactfulness of that sign in doing so. And another thing too is that this person on a negative side could also be a relationship disruptor, and that's something that they have to look at too. It could be that person that will somehow get some other people to start arguing or get them in a combative situation. They can conveniently come along and intervene and say, well, and be the mediator, and then they win favor with those people by doing so. So that's another thing to look at. But as I stated before, there is a higher quality that can be embraced, and they could do it. Another part of that higher quality, it could be doing something Libra-like, such as working with the law, not just trying to use the law, not taking the law in their own hands in finding their own form of justice, or trying to use the ends to always justify the means. What they could do is do something connected with the law, such as being a lawyer, an attorney, a paralegal, a bailiff, a judge, a court reporter, one of those court artists. Those are some things to look at. And also, and just art in general is something that the sign Libra can be very proficient in. And it could bring out some very profound, really show some really good Libra-like artwork. So those are some things to look at as far as this placement goes. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the Black Moon Lilith in Libra, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about the Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.